The Bing tweet read, "How you can support Japan. For every retweet, Bing will give $1 to Japan quake victims up to $100,000, or £62,000 sterling. Some Twitter types weren't happy. Why couldn't Bing do something to help without having to promote themselves at the same time? Or as somebody called Alex Tan PR tweeted at the weekend, using a natural disaster as a marketing opportunity is a bad idea. Indeed, Microsoft must think so, because they've since apologised for the way the tweet was negatively perceived, which isn't actually an apology, is it? It's a condemnation of people that have misperceived. Anyway, they did donate £62,000 to Japan, as promised. That is £62,000 from a company worth £125 billion. Such extraordinary generosity that works out as 1/20,000th of the computer giant's value, which is the equivalent of someone on the national average income, 25 grand a year, giving just over £1. Big deal. OK, but for all that publicity... Now, American shoe designer Kenneth Cole, he got into similar trouble last month with a tweet that implied the chaos in Egypt was down to the fact everyone was rushing out to buy his new shoe line. Very funny when you think 600 people died and more than 6,000 were injured during the revolution. Bad taste, but at least Bing was giving money to a good cause, and they have... I'm not going to say they've since apologised, because that isn't an apology. Does it balance out for you, Sarah? You're a tweeter.
I think, yes, Twitter is an odd one. I think it was really misguided of them. I think that's the main thing. It was really silly, and it was in poor taste. You have to remember, the thing about Twitter is, somebody said this to me last night, these things happen all the time, Twitter sort of accidents and embarrassments. You have to remember, if it's something that you wouldn't shout across a pub, don't say it on Twitter.
Right.
Anything that you say on Twitter, you've got to imagine being able to stand on a table in a pub and shout it across the pub. So if you're not going to do it, and if you did that, everybody would go, "Ooh, that's poor taste, isn't it?" So just think it through. And they should definitely have donated more money. They are a very wealthy company.
Part of the problem.
And actually, if they had donated a lot more money, people probably would have gone, "That's brilliant, I'll retweet that. Look at this example that Jim said."
They pledged their $100,000, 62,000 sterling. I know that Ryan Seacrest, he retweeted the message uncritically to his 4 million followers.
He probably didn't comment.
So it's gone. It has literally gone to millions and millions and millions of people as a marketing tool.
Yeah.
There were some comedians that did it in a negative way, and they tweeted out as well. Either way, the Bing name is being promoted to millions and millions and millions of people.
Any publicity, isn't it? There's no
Isn't
such
it acceptable,
thing
though?
anymore.
So is their donation being promoted? And I think anonymous donations don't really work. They're a good tax break for a company.
Yeah.
But they don't promote people donating themselves. And I think
why couldn't they just go out and put out a statement saying we are going to give $100,000 to disaster
because
relief?
no one would know. But this way, people know. And now people
They could stick it. They could stick it on their browser.
But they could also tweet that and not say, "We want you to retweet this."
it.
But people that don't tweet now know, because it's gotten in the regular journalistic
Yeah, but what
press.
I know is, I now have heard of the name Bing, which, forgive me, as a bit of a Luddite, I thought the only Bing I knew was Crosby and Steve, who went out with Liz Hurley.
Right.
And that's my Bing's done. I'm
But
all out of
companies,
Bings.
but it is a capitalist enterprise, and Japan knows that better than anyone else.
Well,
the second largest economy in the world, and the way to raise money to support a country to rebuild it is this way.
You don't have a problem. You don't think it's bad taste?
I'm in show business. So are you. We're all about selling ourselves. That's all we do.
Yes, but not at the expense of. Wow.
But
You do it at the expense of selling matter all the time.
It's not at the expense. I mean, this is the world of PR. Can we really be shocked with what depths PR people will go to? And it's the way of the world. They ain't just going to come out and give the cash. If this is the way to get it, I'm in agreement with Sarah that the amount is just shocking. There should have been no cap on it, and I think they might have even been applauded for it. But I think it's unrealistic to just say, "Oh, well, why didn't they just nice and just give them the money anyway?" Because they weren't. They're big business.
That would have changed
it.
That would have changed it for me, actually. If I'd seen that and there was no cap on it,
Exactly.
I would have been like retweeting that. Let's get the whole of the Twitter.
That's what makes it evil, is the amount.
Which is why they didn't do it. It may have been it wouldn't have been commercial suicide, because there aren't enough people in the world to really damage Microsoft's enormous wealth.
Yeah.
Did you get the tweet? Would you have recirculated it?
The thing about this is another thing about Twitter. Sometimes you'll see "please retweet," and I would have picked out the good in that and not the misguided bad.
So you would have retweeted?
I possibly would have gone, "Oh, I'll retweet that."
No idea.
There's more money.
Definitely retweeted, yeah. Yeah, it's the way of the world.
And then
I totally
afterwards
would have.
thought,
I mean, I've been to Tokyo. It's an amazing city, a fabulous culture. Yes, I'll give them money. Yes,
how-
let them
what
bring
What
some
I'm
back.
interested in as well, for all the people that have criticised it, would they donate £1 anyway?
But it's
Of their
easier
own
to do it
back.
through Bing than to send £1 in an envelope to the Japanese. Where's that going to wind up?
Yeah.
But you do it through this company, and you know that it's going to get to them. I mean, they have set this thing up so that it's going to help a lot of people there. 100 grand might not sound like a
You're
lot to us,
making me
but it's a lot
feel
to
really
them.
bad.
Well, you're a
Good,
bit,
it's about time.
you're a bit stingy. You're a bit stingy. I think you should write a check for 100 grand right now.
It'd bounce. God, you're making me feel awful. Hopefully, the good people at home will side with me on this. Hopefully.
Are you changing your mind then, maybe?
Well, no.
It's just, I think it's misguided. I think
I
it's,
think-
you know...
I think it's the
in
amount. The
poor
only thing wrong
taste.
for me is the amount.
And I'm with you on that wholeheartedly.
But in the end, the result is a good thing, I think. You know?
Yes, I am changing my mind. Am I changing my mind? I'm very uncomfortable with it because the next thing we know, we're going to have bombs with people's company logos on them, helping to spread love the American way or something like
you're just
that.
being
already
silly.
have that.
Not with corporate logos on. And here you have they are exploiting. They have reached millions and millions and millions of people, which was the object, which they wouldn't have got if they just stuck it on their browser because hardly anybody uses it. It's the third most popular browser. So they've achieved their goal of spreading their fantastic corporate brand, which, let's face it, the parent company is as big as any company can possibly be, and they're given $100,000. It's
the amount.
disgusting.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
disgusting. Actually, I'm back on track. Let's find out what you have to say.
Okay, we have
Kirsty.
Shupa on line 1.
OK, Shupa. Good morning. Shupa, sorry.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I don't see what the surprise is, hello?
Hello, yeah, no, I'm
Hello,
listening.
I was wondering if they could hear me. Yeah, I don't see what the surprise is, because, we live in a world whereby we take advantage of everything or anyone, who's more disadvantaged by it. I mean, the example I was giving, you've got a member panel there, like who went to Africa for charity. I mean,
Yeah.
how many celebrities actually, appear on these things like comic relief just to actually revive their careers? How many of them? Most of them don't do it just because, they actually want to help. It's because...
Well, that's quite a cynical take, isn't it? The fact is, they are there and they are helping, and if it wasn't for their celebrity status, no one would be watching. So
No, but that's what I'm trying to say.
yes, but they're not going out there promoting. Oh, I suppose there is.
No, they are promoting themselves.
Well,
They're
you go on,
promoting
Nadia. You've just done it to Africa. You talk to
because
Shupa.
again, I think it's the way of the world. I think it works always. I mean, yes.
Do you think, before you go out and do something like that, do you think are people just actually? Well, how can we say you're restarting your career? It's flying. So.
Did I think, oh, will this be good for my career?
Well,
when
no.
I went
Or do you
to
think that will
Kenya?
people think it's good for my career? That am I doing this for Africa or am I doing it?
I
For
think
me,
I think what I discovered about I think obviously anyone that goes on a trip like that would be lying if they didn't say that they were hoping for something for themselves. And I certainly was hoping for something for myself, but it wasn't about my career because I don't think it would make any difference to my career. It was about I wanted to push myself. I was really quite upset with the way I'm living my life at the moment. I seem to complain so much. I wake up and 10 times a day, oh, what a nightmare day I'm having. You know what? I'm never really having a nightmare day. I wanted something to shift in me, and it did. So there was something for me in it, definitely.
Yeah.
But also, we're hoping to raise £3 million, to
Which
help
is substantially
save,
more than
hundreds
Bing
and
is
hundreds
aiming
of
for.
people's sight. That's what, So it's a two-way street, and I think it's the same in Microsoft.
Shupa, thank you. Let's have another.
Okay, we have John next on line 2.
John, good morning.
Hello.
Hi there, John.
Hi, good morning.
Hi there. What do you think of this tweet campaign? This
No,
viral-
I'll be honest, I really don't understand all the Twitter thing at all.
Well, welcome to my world.
Is it any different to companies advertising if you buy their product, they'll donate to a charity?
Well, the difference is they pay for the advertising, and then it's down to the media that carries the advertising, whether it be the billboard, that needs to be in a great position, or the newspaper or the TV to make it work for them. With this tweeting campaign, it's actually Twitter users, ordinary people, that are having to do the legwork. They're the ones that are promoting the message. But do you have to pay for your tweets as text messages?
No, it's a free media.
Well, that's okay. They have to do they have to do the finger work, John. They finger it.
As I say, I don't understand Twitter very much, so I'm a bit of a loss there.
Well, if somebody sent you a message and saying, "Hi, welcome to I know, well, let's say Bing, who I'd never heard of. We're Bing. Send this message on to your friends, OK? And for each person that retweets it, we'll give £1 to charity or $1 to charity. Would you do it?
Because, John, basically what happens when you retweet it, it goes to all the people that follow you on your Twitter. So that's how it works.
Yeah, maybe I'm talking at a disadvantage because I don't understand the whole issue of it. But I don't know. I think did it raise a lot of money for the?
Well, it was capped at $100,000. One message alone went to Ryan Seacrest, who presents a talent show in America. He has 4 million followers. So the moment he pushed that button, he sent it to 4 million people. So, yes, it worked. It reached millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
You don't really know, John. Thanks for the call.
We have Joe...
He must be at least my age, 38 or something. Right. What?
We have Joseph next on line 3.
Joseph, good morning. Morning, Joseph.
Morning.
Morning. Do you think Bing has done anything wrong?
I think because there must be, billions and billions of pounds of damage there.
Yeah.
So I think that the sort of moral nuance of Bing, that's their lookout.
Well, it is. No, it isn't, Joseph, because it's
a ceiling on it, you know.
But it's not their lookout. It's the lookout of the people that decide to promote Bing, because Bing are going to give $1. It's Bing have done whatever they've done, but this campaign only works with ordinary people passing the message on.
Well, I think that is the point of social networking, isn't it? That ordinary people can get involved in a way which they couldn't before.
And an elite few make loads of money at the top, which is my understanding of the social network. People join Facebook, it's free, but in actual fact, all their personal details go to form a financial picture which the owners then sell off for commercial gain. Here we have Bing allegedly helping the people in Japan to the tune of $100,000, 60-odd grand, which ain't much when your parent company's worth
I agree
hundreds.
with that, Matthew. I think that they shouldn't have put a ceiling on it. If they really wanted to help, they wouldn't have put that ceiling on, would they?
Yeah, exactly.
OK, so it's
Could we do some sort of tweet where we get them back and say that they've got to up the amount? What could we tweet?
And I also wondered who monitors the situation to make sure that they actually give that money.
Well, I imagine being one of their big blue chip company like that, they will be monitored. I like to think they will. Somebody must monitor all the charities.
It'd be great if we could shame them somehow to backpedal and
just
give that
use Google, that would show them. Thank you, Joseph. Let's have another.
OK, we have Mike next on line 4.
Mike, good morning.
Morning, Matthew.
What's your take on this? Is it good or evil?
I agree in a way with the last chap that, the amount of money they're trickling down to Japan. One wonders who invests the vast amount of their money they make from their business activities. It was said on the news this morning that the Japanese stock market has crashed.
Yeah.
And the reason is because if you excuse the expression, the parasites who see now that there's no possibility of exploiting Japanese working people, and they're going to take the money out of the country when they're in desperate need.
Absolutely. Joe, funny enough, we were talking about that during the break, and I said, isn't it fantastic? It makes you proud to be a capitalist, that, when the doodah hits the fan, you withdraw all your money, unless, of course, you're a banker and you lose all your money when we become a socialist state and then we take it from the people and give it back to the bankers. Yeah. Really, really proud.
But also, there are a lot of investors looking towards Japan. I think now I saw on the BBC this weekend, a lot of people will go in and start investing money in Japan to rebuild it. And in a way, it might, in the end, in the long run, be a good financial chance for Japan to kind of crawl back up the way the war was.
$100,000 from, it's a
start.
It's an insult.
It's a brick in a long pyramid we're going to build to bring those people back up. And somebody's got to start. Bing was the first to give. It is a large chunk of money compared to what I make each year. I don't know about you two, but it's a lot to me. And, the Japanese will be appreciative and take it. And they'll take a lot more money. And it will be the beginning of, hopefully, a long flow of cash going into the country.
And there's no moral issue for you.
I don't have moral issues around money, baby. Someone offers it, I take it. You got it? Bring it on. I mean, other companies will give more. Maybe they'll think, 100,000, we can top that. Let's give a $250,000. We can top that $500,000, and it'll go and go and go. Yeah. I'm sure that the Japanese, they have recovered from horrible tragedies in recent times, like you said. I'm sure that they recover from this, and all they need right now is money. They don't need your moral indignation about a company. Why don't you write a check on the air right now for the Japanese?
I give loads of money to charity.
Well,
I certainly give more than a pound per 25 grand. So my conscience is
no,
clear.
I know you do,
But
and I think
I
all
can do it
should be
without
setting
having
right
to
now.
promote myself on the back of disaster. That said, let's go to a break. Let's pay our bills.